It's insane.
My mic is working. All is well. Let's get some music going. It is insane. It is crazy. All right.
Oh,
How's it going? How's it going?
sorry, I'm a little late. Just whipping and weaving through traffic.
Oh, we're fine, man.
Did everyone pick their uncommon items already?
No, I don't know if people have. That's a good point. We can go through that. Oh, well, Bran has. Bran has gotten
Yep.
his.
I picked mine as well. I know Jimbo was debating between a couple. I
Yeah.
had the headband of intellect.
Yeah, that's what you chose to get? Okay, cool. That's a good pick. That's a really good pick. Let's get this
I
going.
think all three of the others had mentioned that was something they were considering. I feel like I'm going to be outside of the Daniel San's dojang with they're all going to be part of Mr. Miyagi's group, and I'm going to be the one sweeping the leg.
It's kind of lovely. All right. Let's go back to Hal Hazar and see what Bran's doing during this very, honestly pretty chill standoff. Could have gone a lot worse. Could have gone a lot better. We'll see. This is like just some straight up lo-fi. All right, that's fine. You are in. Well, where are you right now? It's like halfway through your day, I think, more or less.
Yeah, so if it's halfway, let me see. Yep. So if it's halfway through my day, it's one of those things of knowing that, it's been Rand promised it'd be about 3 days. And so he's trying to gear up for that. He's a bit anxious to go back in both the kind of wants to, but also it kind of causes heart palpitations. So he's kind of in the wrap-up thing. He knows that he needs to swing by later to pick up the beginning of the network. The sending stones plus the two others. Well, I guess he'll be picking up just one other because Spirit Ode's going to hold on to one.
He was gonna have his own. He's just gonna get one for himself. Yeah.
Okay, so there's so Bran was getting 2 and paid for 2, so there would be 5 on the network if you count Spirit.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, sweet. So he's got to do that, but I mean, it's kind of wrapping up things. He's going to head to the Chantry of the Dusk, and the thing is, he's mostly just cruising around looking to see if he can find Sister Arella. He saw her during the great testifying, and it's always funny because he had that one talk with her, but he can't seem to find her any other time that he's looked for her. So he's just going to kind of come and see if he can do that.
Yeah.
And we'll start there.
Asking around the Chantry that does. Go ahead, make an investigation check. Just trying to talk to people, figuring out what's going on here.
Helps if I open up my shit.
I love hearing car alarms in my neighborhood because something's gone bad because nobody lives here. 11. Okay. Asking around, people don't know who that is. They don't really know who you're talking about.
And Brad is doing that frustrated laugh because he knows that he had a very meaningful interaction that first time that he kind of came to make right with the Raven Queen. He knows he saw her, but he's looked a couple of other times before and no one has even heard her name. And always excuses it because there's a whole bunch of people who were working here, and it's just now life's major frustration, although he's starting to get... He has a theory. I don't know if there's a way to prove it. I guess this may be another role if there's something in the Chantry's records or logs that he might be able to have access to. He's starting to kind of get a thought that maybe this is I don't know if avatar is the right word, but kind of a manifestation of the Raven Queen or some spirit that's close to that. If people don't know her now, but if there's maybe been some sort of record from those before.
Yeah, go ahead. Look through the records. Those are pretty open to you, I would say. More or less. It biblical stuff, not biblical. Let's be clear. Religious things. Just talking about who like started the chantry and things like that. It was an elven individual from the northwest. Not a Vidalcan who started most of the temples here. They have very sort of linear, by and large, attachments to the deities. But when the elves came, and when all different sorts of people came, they erected their own temples, and they filled up a large part of the city. And that sort of changed Halhazar. Going through the books and things like that, you see a variety of names that are they're similar. They're very similar to that of Sister Arilla, but you don't necessarily see her name there.
Okay, he's gonna kind of jot down those names.
Yeah.
Tuck it into a pocket and something to look into further, but other things for other times.
Yeah.
And so he'll just, thank whoever it was that was helping with that, and he's going to head. Just again, he's wrapping things up, and so he's going over to the store, which I don't know if you're okay with the name, or if I need to pick a different one. But
no, let's hear it. I'm sure it'll be fun.
So this is History Dork. Matt coming out in some of this. A lot of times, just general mercantiles in the past, and this is even going back almost to medieval times, were represented on their signs by 3 golden balls.
Cool.
And it's tied to it's even, you see it now sometimes on pawn shops. That symbol outside of a pawn shop is tied to those 3 golden balls. But it's Bran, and he's joining up with this, and so he's going for a slight tweak to kind of represent the beginning of this new thing, and so calling it the Bird and Balls, and a raven over in not 3 but 2, perhaps a little low-hanging golden balls.
I'm crying, but yes, it's happened.
Crying for Constance or crying good?
Crying for me. Right.
Bran would only behave so much.
Yeah. The bird and the balls. Wait, the bird and
mm-hmm.
Okay. Damn, that is maybe the most niche reference to anything that's ever existed I've ever heard. I love it.
This is what happens when you get a history dork playing.
This is good. Yeah, I think things are running pretty smoothly. If you want to help out a little bit, though, that's yeah, actually, it's a pretty good day. So far.
Yay! So yeah, Bran would be, checking back in and seeing what else he needed to learn from Constance and Raoul. Put in an hour or 2, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Still just trying to learn, trying to respect them and their way of doing things, asking, but picking it up because he knows that the ultimate goal is that he should be able to sail this ship on his own.
Yeah. They do pay you your first sort of paycheck from this place as you've started to help out. It started to make a bit more profit.
Oh, cool.
You get 28 gold.
28 gold. Hold on 1 second.
A good start. Most of that came from a single day. It was kind of struggling to get off the make a profit. But that 28 gold also covers all expenses paying everybody else.
Oh wow!
So
So
that
this
is
is literally
just net
This
profit.
is my cut.
Yeah,
Okay.
that is your cut.
And for me to only be getting a third, that is not bad at all.
No, it did really well.
Bran would hold on to 14 of that. And let's see. Hold on, I have to do math here for a second, and that's never good. 192. Okay. And he would give the other half and ask them, because he just left the chantry, but to when they had a chance, if they could take that 14 gold and bring it to Master Lycius to put in Bran's the funerary fund.
Gotcha.
But,
Okay. Yeah, and that's a lot of help. That much gold.
So,
it's a pretty penny.
so yeah,
yeah.
there's 214 in that one in the funerary.
214. Okay. That's
because he started with 200.
At the very least, what you've done here, and you would kind of know this, is you've allowed the Chantry to keep their wards against like undead and stuff like that up for months now.
Cool.
With that much. And yeah, additional burials and things like that. People are going to be safe in death for a long time. But also, those who can't really afford good funerals are going to, get their rest nice and easy. So you've done well. You're getting there. All right.
So here's the other thing that I sent you the message about. We talked about the fact that the election cycle is apparently going to get ready to start. All of that sort of thing, and wasn't sure if it was close enough that there was actually some of the early campaigning that was going on that Janira or whoever she suggested. The last two things are trying to pop by the Fox and see if Janira's had a chance to kind of think a bit on that sort of stuff. And then if there is a meeting of the council today, or if Braun Brujan's representative, whatever the bastard's name is making a public appearance, like a speech or anything like that.
You would know that his it is Brado Brujan is their name. There is, let's see, there's a big gala coming up, actually, not too far away from here, not too long from now. That is what you kind of see plastered all over the place. People announcing this big thing. It is going to take place on the airship that actually circles around the city. And a lot of the fancier folks of the town are invited. But it will also be a big meeting for the local representatives and things like that. Next council meeting takes place. It's a weekly thing. And it takes basically the whole day for them. They just debate, like, literally the whole day. Let's see here. I need to get my day of the week right. It's always on the same day of the week. Today. Shit. It is IO Day. So it is today. All right. Other than that, going into the Bronze Fox. You want to talk to Janira quick?
Yeah. So, he'll do that and then see if he can't maybe try to catch Brado in a break that they may have or something like that.
Sure. You need to get to the proper capital and sort of communications building there. And we can go through that. So Janira notes. Good to see you again, Bran. I've acquired 3 different individuals so far that I think might, at least, I think they would make good politicians at the very least. They're outspoken. if not good leaders of this district, then definitely they would be able to help our cause. One is a retired captain of a ship. One is a far traveler, somebody who made their name here and is quite wealthy for a Braun Brujanian. And the other one is sort of a, let's say, renowned talker amongst the people here, very based in the community. We have Avina Yothelai. She traveled from Aldaria, moon elf lady.
She's the far traveler.
Far traveler. Very interesting woman. Captain Nida Othalan. She served on all different sorts of ships, and is captain her own for a few years. And now that she's settled in Brujan, sort of has her own. She owns a number of shops and lands within Braun Brujan and underneath, and works currently as the undercity inspection worker. And then finally, Braddock Kresh has been, I think, trying to vie for the spot on the council for a while, or at the very least has been at the throat of Brujan for quite some time. A number of actual just open challenges by combat. He might need to be reined in a little bit.
Well, out of the three, so he seems to be a bit on a hair trigger. But out of the three, is there one that you would lean more towards, since you seem to be familiar with them all?
Well, Nida is of the city. It depends. They all are, truly. And they're all good for both Brujan in their own ways. I would say if Braddock Kresh does not get put on the council now, he will eventually. As long as the Brujan line does not continue down, the control of the city, of this part of the city at the very least. Naita, I could see having a very passive, but perhaps passive-progressive sort of role politically. Mm-hmm. Keep things status quo, not put too much harm. I think we could see some good progress being made here. But I think it would be a little dull. Avina offers a little bit of outside perspective on things. She might have her own biases and things like this, but I could see her having not a very steady sort of hand in controlling and figuring out what's good for everybody. She seems very agreeable.
And she was from here, kind of went away and came back?
No, she's from Aldaria. She traveled during the first verse. One of several, I would say, travelers to first make contact with Alhazar.
Oh, all right.
She's been around for a while.
I would. With Kresh, would he be someone that we could? I mean, if he's going to go flying off the handle and then, end up potentially. I understand he's passionate for, the district, but is he going to end up causing more problems than what he's worth?
He has some good visions for the city itself, not just the district. He's a very outspoken individual. He's just very, very passionate in his disliking of Brujan's current hold. He has some issues with some of the other members of the council, but who doesn't?
This is true. would we be able to surround him with advisors
Oh yes, absolutely.
that he would listen to?
He has quite a few friends. They all do. And they also know each other to a degree. They are some of the more well-known people of the district.
Could it? And he has the people's ear.
A number of them, yes. Not all. Brujan is a diverse place, but yes.
Perhaps then you're looking at a bit of a trident here. The way you describe them, they seem like they would be a very nice team. To pick one as the head and the two others, if we could rally them to support.
Well, that's true, and Nida Othalan is already part of the government. She already oversees the Undercity. So, at least within Bron Brujan, she just inspects and things like this.
Mm.
We have our way in, sort of.
We do.
With Nida.
Well, then, I would say then perhaps either between Nida or Braddock, we look at to approach them and as being kind of the delegate, and the others being part of the campaign team. In advisor roles, reaching out to, if Nida would potentially be a bit more passive progressive, but being able to, through a steady hand at the helm, be able to make some of Braddock's dreams happen in ways that a firebrand can't, or if vice versa, the firebrand gets everyone worked up and she's able to gently point out the going where the current flows, in those sorts of things. I would say one of those two sounds more like a...
Do you think it would be possibly best if Nida takes control now and helps Braddock become more of a promising statesman later, after her term is done?
Yes. If you have someone who has the respect, has the know-how of how the government is going, and then is able to take the shining star with a vision of a more dynamic vision of the future, I think you're able to set up I say dynasty, but not in the like a family sense, but as a continuing thing. I'm a bit concerned with Broderick that he might be too much, and that would mean that the next election, the Brujans are back with a vengeance.
I understand. Well, I think that is a good plan. I'll see what I can do about starting this sort of... I can reach them no matter what. That won't be the issue, but I can see about rallying some early support. The election's not for a few months, but we can get the word out there, and we can either end Brujan quickly through a vote across the entire community, or come actual proper election time, have Nida take command during the actual general election across the city.
I am going to have to return to my duties for the Chantry, so I'm afraid that I won't be here for a while, so I trust you in either way.
Understood. Rallying either way, rallying towards one solution leads the other to a greater success, potentially. So we will see. I will begin all different sorts of preparations. We could use a little bit of cash to maybe begin this campaign.
The wheels?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. What would you perhaps be looking for?
Whatever you're willing to put over, that's fine. But we also need to start thinking about collecting from people across town.
out of character, is there any idea about how much it's going to would be to
So
run?
on the success dice, 1 gold is
Mhm.
1%.
Aha. 1 gold is 1%. So if if I gave 100.
Yeah, then like that week's like progression on like a meter would tick over completely to the other side. Not like 100% all everybody's in, but for
Right.
that like increment, like that would go completely the other direction. Like people would be in. And 100 gold would basically like allow the funding of basically the equivalent of like a political carnival to go on, where people are like freaking out and having a good time and getting together and talking about all this stuff. So
Okay. Then Bran is going to let's see. Bran's going to hand over 20 platinum to her.
I will make sure to stretch this out. Thank you.
So
She'll note that. And you will gain a fame right off the bat.
whew. So that puts me at, let me see here, 2 fame in Hal Hazar.
Cool. And that will slowly build. In all different sorts of ways. All right. You're becoming more and more well known. I'll point you out at a later date the different businesses that I think I want those people to own, the kind of lands that they control and the power they have. But I have to figure that out for myself.
Mhm.
After that, cornering Brujan. Yeah, so the capital sort of loop, or the what function as the capital building is actually this structure up here that overlooks Aelin Loop.
Sorry.
It's all good.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
North of the crossroads. You enter there, and sort of people question you as to why you're there, but the general public is allowed to observe but not sort of speak up about certain things. And it seems like Brujan's guards are like keeping him at bay from people. Like he's got a significant like kind of force with him of bodyguards and things like that.
Okay. Let me see. Bran is going to. He's. For this, he's not wearing. No, yeah. For this, he's not wearing the new vestments right now. He's just in fine clothes, and is going to look to see if he can find just a bit of a corner. I'm sorry, I'm checking out my Hal Hazar NPC list here. Okay. Okay, he's going to go and see if he can find a dark, a place where he can hide or even step into if there's a public bathroom there, some place where he's not in everybody's immediate vision.
Yeah, you can find a little place to squirrel away.
Okay. For the Brujan family, are I don't know, are there, I guess even for all the different districts, are there like, is it traditional to wear family colors, or are there colors for each of the bronze?
The bronze kind of have their own like emblem and things like that. Yeah. You would know that the Brujan district's sort of thing is that of an actual. It's a hammer and a sword, sort of parted against one another. In
Okay.
almost an X.
Okay. He's actually going to look for let me see. What's a sufficiently semi-bougie, I mean, kind of district?
Menti is a little high end. Otherwise, Rathan is pretty rich. Sections of Kestan. The richest area is Branamoro. The second richest is Bronsong.
Okay. I guess he would go for which one is Hermes over? Hermes Harpal?
Oh, Harpal, yes. Hermes Harpal is Bron Harpal over here in the corner.
Okay. They tend to be family names, right?
Yeah, generally. Hermes Harpal was a good guy at one point, which is why the Bron was named after him. He's all right.
He hangs out. I know him because he hangs out at the Fox.
Yeah.
He
hangs out at a lot of places.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
I think then Brand's going to use his the masquerade tattoo.
Okay.
And for his clothes, it's going to be something appropriate for here. Like I said, a bit bougie. Probably from Minty. So yes, for those who are just chiming in, the masquerade tattoo allows me to cast a disguise self for free. So doing that for the clothes, I guess for is there? I know that Halhazar tends to be a little bit of everybody that's going around here.
Yeah. Are you trying to become the Menti representative or just
No, someone that's believable to be part of.
Oh, sure.
Like his entourage. So
a lot of, let's see, in Menti especially, it's a lot of the Ved. It's a lot of the Seagull folk. Those Tiandi, I believe it is.
Okay. Then for this, it's going to be a lot easier sell probably to be a Ved then, isn't it? Although I can't Ved have which ones are the ones with a different number of arms? I have that same number.
Only some Ved have 4 arms.
Okay.
Some of them have 2, some of them have 4. It kind of varies.
Okay, but overall, they're what? They're purplish, grayish?
They're blue mostly.
Blue.
They can be anywhere from teal to purple.
Having a hard time. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably Ved is going to be the best thing he's got. So that's what he's doing. He's cast that, and then I'm looking for Brado. Does he have a ring on, something like that?
Well, he's adorned in jewelry. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. That's what I thought.
He's like a portly. He's actually a human. With sort of this long cane. He's older. He is openly smoking a pipe of Vidalcan seaweed, and just hanging out, talking with some of the richer folk right now. Session is on. They're just not. They're in discussion right now rather than trying to figure out a specific problem right now. So. This
is gonna be real tricky with everybody around. Can I use my mage hand, which is conveniently invisible because I am telekinetic?
Yes.
To pull one of those rings off of his finger and get it to kind of roll over to me.
You can make a sleight of hand check. Go for it.
Okay. Sleight of hand. Dang, I rolled a 3 for a total of a 10.
He'll kind of feel a tug on his hand and start like looking around, but he doesn't really know what's going on.
Well, damn. Okay, let's see. So, he's not on the floor then, right?
The floor is sort of so imagine it like this. When people are in session, there are a bunch of like pedestals representing like all the different areas of the Ved Coast that people will go to. But there's also in between that sort of a speaking area where either one individual will go and talk. But right now, all of the individuals are in that center area, just chatting, because it's not quite the session just yet, or they're in a recess. It's one of those two.
Okay. All right. I think I'm going to have to do this then. I may have to change. All right. Yeah, okay, this is what I'm going to do. Okay, so Bran is going to walk up and not try to talk straight to Brado, but to one of his retinue, and explain that the representative of Bron Minty would like to have a private conversation with him, and kind of give directions to a general area at his leisure within the next, during this recess kind of situation. And kind of give a space that would be, I'll say, semi-private.
Make a deception check with a low DC and advantage.
Happy to do that.
13? Yeah. He'll kind of nod. This sort of it's odd. He's almost like he's Ved, but like kind of there are parts of him that aren't quite like alive anymore. He looks almost like parts of him have been replaced with magic. Like these sort of floating like arms. And he kind of looks at you and he nods. And then he leans over to he walks over to Brujan, whispers in his ear, and points over towards Counselor Menti, who is across the way.
So, Bran is going to see if there is a place where he can. Once again, he's going to have to burn a spell slot for this, but find a place to kind of, again, pop a change, and I guess going to go. Who lives in Bronamoro?
Amoro. Let's see here. Where is Amoro? Oh, that used to be the Song family that actually looked over them. And then Song moved to the Chanter of the Dawn. It is now, let's see here. I believe it is Nada Air.
Okay, any particular races that are hanging out there, or is it kind of...
It's a bunch of rich Ved, mostly.
Okay.
A few other people from all across Arborat, mostly. But they are extremely rich and gaudy looking.
Perfect. Bran is going... So if it's from all over Arborat... can Bran, it wouldn't be out of place. I know Bran would know all of this stuff, but it wouldn't be out of place for Bran to be kind of a gaudy Adonian, right?
No, that'd be pretty fitting. Yeah, a lot of Adonians moved to the Ved Coast, so.
So yeah, that's what he's going to do, is find some place where he can change into the very appropriate but ostentatious Idonian. Kind of keeps hair in his same kind of thing, but goes clean shaven. It's kind of a classic going to go kind of Italian prince kind of look, something straight out of like Roman Roman sculpture and that sort of deal, kind of aquiline nose, just strong jaw, that sort of deal. And he's going to kind of hang and wait to see when if Brado takes the bait and tries to head over to Minty and see if he can't intercept him while he's moving.
Okay. You feel a tap on your shoulder.
Turns around.
There's a familiar face looking at you. Well, not everybody can see through things like this. I'm surprised to see you here. What are you doing? And it's spirit code.
I was about to say, that sounds like spirit code. A bit of personal business?
Right. Let me know if I can help.
Yep, we're causing a little bit of trouble for a genuine ass.
Well, I wouldn't call you that. You've done quite well. But yes.
I like you.
Good.
No, would you perhaps be willing to help me get that Brado Brujon and I have a bit of a history
yes,
with his mother.
Quite thoroughly investigating the whole situation, yes.
Yes. Just between you and me, working to see if we can't look out for the good of my home district and cause a little bit of trouble for Brado.
Sure. You're not looking to kill him, are you? Or are you just wishing to have some words? Okay.
Wishing to have some words, just have a little bit of a talk, and as stunning as my face is, he doesn't think so.
Well,
the man's blind.
Would you like me to just lead him over here for you?
Lead him over here, say that you're taking him somewhere else, and I'm happy to just bump into him.
Well, I've got so many things that he and I must talk about, and I simply must lead him in this direction so that we may speak.
That sounds beautiful. Thank you
Wonderful.
So much, Mr. Old.
Yes, of course. He goes over. He walks over, and he kind of flicks past the different guards, and he gives a sort of sarcastic bow to Brujon, who he does not like, and will say a few words to him that you can't quite hear. They both give a shitty grin to each other, and they begin walking towards your direction. Right this way, Mr. Brujon. Right through here.
Mr. Brujon, Brado! I can't believe it's been forever. Have you been avoiding me?
Do I know you, kid?
You cut me to the core, sir. The very core. Surely you remember at that last... when Hermes threw that last soiree. You and I sat for 2 hours talking about the terrible things that happened to your mother. I wanted to follow up and see how things were with you.
Make a deception check. Right. I remember you, I guess. Okay.
I have that I have that thing, that one of those faces. I know. Uh, uh, I just remind you. Trying to remember. This is Bran has this on the tip of his tongue. I do not. Going to go with quick, give me an Italian last name.
Which one? Are you looking for like somebody fancy, like somebody who actually exists within like the Adanian dynasty?
Sufficiently vague, a name that maybe sounds
Liliano.
like,
That's a good
Liliano.
Adanian last
Okay.
name. They're named after
right.
flowers. Yeah.
Liliano. Well then, I mean, just as a reminder, Nemo Liliano.
That's a fucking Adanian name if I've ever heard one. There you go.
But I just was wanting to catch up. I've been hoping to. There was a couple of other things. And as he's just going into his patter, and I mean, this is your grifter. Grifter's gonna grift.
Sure.
And doing everything he can to separate this sheep from the rest of the flock. And work to get him alone and starting to talk about business opportunity that, as seeing if he can interested in getting Brado to potentially invest, it not necessarily being the most above board thing, but for two gentlemen such as ourselves, we understand how the world actually works. That sort of where the conversation is going, in hopes that he can get Brado to kind of confess that there's some of this stuff that he messes around in.
Make a just general persuasion check. I will, as a note, yes, you can separate him from the rest of the group.
Mm-hmm.
Adis, not Adis Song. Sorry, Spirit Ode is still following you guys though.
Does not surprise me at all. It's always good to have someone that's in on the scam with you.
Yeah. 16 persuasion. He's like, well, I got a lot of connections, kid. Don't you worry. Got a lot of friends in the Chrysian fields. Well, I don't know. My people will talk to your people. We'll see if we can make this sort of thing work. I love money. I got, it's good to diversify. You seem like a smart enough kid. I'm sure whatever you're cooking up will work out eventually.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. Would you happen to, as I'm working on this, always keeping an eye open, I realize that gentlemen of our caliber, occasionally there's needs to make things work that go a bit outside of the traditional up and up. Having the connections and those sorts of things.
Listen, maybe once we get some things figured out between you and me, once that connection's established, I can maybe help you out a little bit. I know a few people, sure, to get things moving, but I'm gonna need to see some cash flow first. You understand? My accountants will get in contact with you. That shouldn't be too big of a deal.
Well, and just to show you that I mean, this is just a pittance between two men such as ourselves. And Bran's going to kind of pull out. He's willing to do this. He's going to just kind of pass hold on one second, my dear.
I thought you were gonna pull out a python. Like, I'm sorry, the python, when you said pittance, and I was like, oh god.
Oh, no.
The pinion, rather, sorry.
Yeah, yep. Hold on one second. The daughter just walked in. Give me just one moment.
It's all good. Bum. Is Wu here yet? No. Okay.
Loving the accent, by the way, Fib.
Hey. But where is Fib from? That's the question. Even he does not know. Listen, I think that Halhazar could have just been a campaign. It should have been.
All right.
I think so too.
So would it just be, sorry, I'm back.
You're good.
I know it's just a pittance between the two of us, and he's going to reach into the purse, his purse at his side, and just to show you that I really mean business, that I really am interested in this, and I guess this is actually a smaller purse on the side, and is going to pass. It's not going to be anything to either of them because they are just rich AF. But it's going to have 10 platinum in it. But just to show you that I am intrigued, and it's so nice to talk to someone, to learn from someone. And it's kind of like my grandmother used to tell me that. And while he's getting ready to do this, let me double check something real quick. I know I can do it for free, but it's I looked it up, and then when Anya walked in, I completely forgot. So he's going to as he's talking, he is working this into casting suggestion.
Okay.
So it's like my grandmother said. When you've got things that are heavy on your heart, when there are things that you have done in the dark and the shadow, then it always does the soul good to share those with another individual, and in fact, to say it loud, to say it clear in front of a crowd of your peers. Just to have it out and off of your chest and off of your soul.
Okay.
At the first chance you get. And let's see, the target must make a wisdom saving throw.
Hold on, I gotta mute, guys.
I hope he doesn't have a god of wisdom. Enjoying the lo-fi.
Yeah, it's nice.
Still can't believe Spirit Code is like, what are you doing? And can I help?
Pretty random that he came by.
Well, I mean, he's one of the chancellors. I knew there was a chance that he would see me, but
Sorry, which region are you in again?
Hmm?
Which region are you in again? In Halsar?
right now,
Or
like
when he
the
met you?
scene, we're in the Capitol building. So if you look at the map of Alhazar,
Mhm.
that
that
round
one?
building, that round
Oh,
building there is where
okay,
we are.
gotcha. Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is the day of the week where the council all meets, and they're in recess right now.
Oh,
They
that
meet
makes-
weekly.
Let's see. Did you say Brad Omoro was the richest place?
Yeah, he said if it's not the richest, it's definitely one of the richest.
Followed by Brand's song.
Yeah.
I wonder how the sections are divided. Like, I kind of wish they were like.
All right, gang. So my dad just cut off his finger, so I'm gonna probably
Oh no!
end session now.
Yeah.
Oh,
I will
God.
be back. Give me just 1 second.
Okay.
Okay.
I can't hear you guys. Just give me a moment.
Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Hello, hello.
Mhm.
Hi. Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end session.
Yeah.
So sorry about that, but
No, you're fine.
Okay.
all right. Oh
Yep.
God. All right.
Wishing your dad best. Yep.
See you in a
Yeah.
week. Sorry.